To the second segment of episode 138, Sold with Updike Pugh.
We got a great second segment.
Yes, we do. Today, what are we going to talk about?
Let's talk about some pandemic pool issues that were going on, and maybe some etiquette. Lots.
Well,
Did that come across? Hey, Jeff's having a pool party. Let's talk about etiquette.
we're already doing that in the newsletter.
I crack myself up sometimes.
Yeah, if you get the newsletter, read my article in it. It's kind of some of it's serious, tongue in cheek.
It's cute.
Some of it's
You do a
pretty
good job
serious.
with it.
Anyway, but people right now have been looking for houses with pools, and they've become much more difficult to find.
It is amazing because before I think that there was such a large edit, like it was like, no, I don't want a pool. And it was tough because there was a very hard, like, I don't want it for the kids. I don't want it for the cost. And now I feel like there's been such a turn that they become an asset, like a huge asset. People in the last, 19 months have realized sometimes when you have to stay home, it is nice to have alternatives.
Yes, and right now pools tend to add quite a bit more value than what they would have 5 years ago, because National Association of Realtors says on average it adds $42,000 in value to a home, where it used to be, and that's for old pools and new pools,
Right.
And it used to be a much lower number because there were so many old pools out there.
Right.
But the pool companies are so busy right now that, if a pool company says, hey, we could come and start next week, I would be a little concerned about that.
That's a great point. And the other thing too is that not all pools are considered the same in the eyes of an appraiser.
Very true.
So before you get all super excited, in-ground pools are the only ones that actually add the value. Appraisers really don't give value for the above-ground pools. Other things to think about when you're going to that pool company. If you're going to go to that pool company, before they break ground, your pool salesperson and your contractor of the pool doing the work, they need to meet on site and everybody walk through, because there's what one person says is not always what another person understands. And when it gets that pool, it gets really interesting.
You sound like you have experience with that.
It was not one of my shining moments. Let's just put it that
Definitely.
way.
So what's interesting also is that one of the trends that we're seeing now, especially in the newer pools, is we're kind of beyond all the kidney bean shaped pools
Correct.
that people used to have, and now they're much more sleek, and just that rectangular pool, no matter the size, seems to be the one most people are interested in today.
And I think you can go back and say that is a mid-century modern rebirth,
I would
because
agree,
they were
yep.
all built like that. And I think that with the explosion of the interest in what mid-century is now and Palm Springs, I think that has really placed it today. And I think it just goes with a lot of design aesthetic that's happening in backyards as well.
One of the other things that a lot of people are exploring more of, especially even in our marketplace, are talking about whether they have their pool heated or not. There are, it used to be that if you had the hot tub, you automatically got the heater. But if you didn't have a hot tub in your pool was not going to be heated. And now many people are really wanting to extend that swim season.
Yep.
Like our buddies Dan and Dave, they will heat their pool in April, and they'll heat it and get it ready for a nice warm weekend, and they'll have 2 or 3 pool parties and really get advantage of it. And it is really not as expensive as most people think.
And the interesting thing is we have clients that have Christmas with their friends and family, and they will heat the pool just to be able to do something different. And I think, well, that's a really great way to make a memory. The other thing too is how pools are designed now. Sometimes pools are gunite. They are also now fiberglass. There's a lot more fiberglass drop-in options. And one of the things about those fiberglass drop-in options is the speed at which that happens. It's fairly amazing. We do have clients that are doing that right now.
We've got 2 that have done that.
Cannot wait to go see what a fiberglass pool is like.
I think from an appraisal point of view, it's certainly not going to add the value of concrete gunite would, but being in the ground, especially if you've got it heated, that is one that an appraiser is going to add value for.
And if you are a really good DIYer, you should check out the shipping container pools. Those people are amazingly creative, and I think that if you could do that, I think that would be an amazing value add in a Dallas market right now. I just think there's enough people that would really get that.
Yeah.
I think it would be really critically important that the steps are documented and that you show that you were doing the due diligence so this doesn't become like a problem later on. But they are amazing. Here's a great shot of what you can do if you really get after it.
Yeah, and these again they're going to be expensive to a certain extent, but comparatively to, excuse me, I'm scratch there. Comparatively to, I think the concrete gunite pools, there's not a big cost difference on them.
There's one other pool, and I've never seen it done, so it's got to be like that's a great one right there, Jeff.
That would be good. I wonder if that one being above ground would add value or
I
not.
don't know. There is one pool out there that I've read up on, and it is a pond pool. Have you ever seen that? Mm-mm. So it's still like the gunite. I'm not the gunite, but more like a shipping container. But then there's a lot more natural plants planted around it that interact with it and clean the water itself. And you kind of are no chlorine. You're all about the microbes and everything handling it. And I'm like, I don't know. I've seen a couple people do it, and I think that the photography was dead on, but I think the entire concept of that might not work so well.
It'd be like it'd be like swimming in the lake, kind of.
I
don't know. We used to swim in, what did you call them when you were growing up?
Stock ponds.
Stock ponds.
Stock
we call
tanks.
them tanks. We used to swim in those all the time. Then, after we'd get out and dry off, we'd start fishing in it. So,
Go fishing. Bring your swim.
your brother and his family might like that one.
Yeah, that's true. Wyatt, are you watching? It's for you, buddy.
Yeah. Well, we hope this has been helpful to you. We hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bit more of a fun conversation than we usually have, but we hope there was some fun in that for you.
Yep. And we want to say have a wonderful, safe 4th of July. And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.